We them, Dallas Cowboys. We them, Dallas Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Somos Dallas Vaqueros. Somos Dallas Vaqueros. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Puro Cowboys with the stars in the D. You know where we at, that's AT&T. Holding your dub, pulling up real deep. It's game time, baby, like what we gon' eat. Like bring out the next top, we for Prescott. Defense strong, ain't stopping us. Making they next pop, even our mascot clean. That's why they knocking us. Like ooh, our team the truth. Even in Cali, they ripping us too. NFL's dream, America's team. Stepping the scene wherever we gleam. Hey, rocking that throwback, Cowboys on hold back. We push forward, don't fall back. Haters, they know that we the best, no cap. We stay down like fall flat. Win or lose, we don't pick and choose. We stay loyal to the gang squad. Pick a crew, we got plenty too. Everybody throwing stars up. Hey, that's all day. Sunday pray, then we play. Blue and gray, only way. We got team, that's what I say. We them, Dallas Cowboys. We them, Dallas Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Somos Dallas Vaqueros. Somos Dallas Vaqueros. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. A-South Texas like puro Cowboys. East Texas like puro Cowboys. West Texas like puro Cowboys. Austin and San Antonio, puro Cowboys. New Mexico and Arizona, puro Cowboys. Arkansas and Oklahoma, puro Cowboys. Mexico City like puro Cowboys. En Monterrey dicen puro Cowboys. A Rowdy Nation like puro Cowboys. Cowboys Nation like puro Cowboys. Cowboy like family, puro Cowboys. Even Raymond Norta, puro Cowboys. We them, Dallas Cowboys. We them, Dallas Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Somos Dallas Vaqueros. Somos Dallas Vaqueros. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys. Puro Cowboys, puro Cowboys.
Puro schedule. That's kind of what I'm on right about now. Puro schedule. It's the NFL schedule release watch party, baby.
Yes, it is. What is good, Cowboys world? How y'all doing out there? BG, what's popping, dude?
Nothing new, man. Just had to block a quick hater on the live right quick. Boy, they jumping today because everybody's excited that the NFL schedule is coming out. And as always, we are streaming on not one, not two, not three, but four. Put a 4 in the air like Dak Prescott, baby, on 4 different platforms. We're live on the Built Different group. We're live on YouTube. So shout out to everybody over there on YouTube, all the brand new subs. We just hit over 6,000 subs over there. Things is bonkers. Shout out to all of the professionals on LinkedIn, you know, where my weekly newsletters out there every week. So shout out to everybody on LinkedIn tuning in here today. And then shout out to all 28 of my followers on Twitter, baby. Like I'm getting up there, you know what I'm saying? I got 28, Bob.
We
getting there. So shout out to everybody over there on that Elon Musk owned platform. But we are live with the schedule release. We've got it streaming in the background on quiet. We are waiting to find out who is the Dallas Cowboys going to open up with week 2 at home. If we're at home, as we learned today, we open up on the road in the Big Apple. So that's right. The Dallas Cowboys will open up week 1 in New York versus the Giants, divisional game right off the rip. What's your thoughts on that, Bob?
Look, I think I like the games that we've had so far. I feel like, let's see, the few that we've heard about that, as far as we know, are correct. I always love starting out against NFC East opponents. And I'll tell you what, doesn't it feel like, I feel like, I don't know, man, we might have to do the research on this, but I feel like we've opened against the Giants so many times.
Dude, I've been to like not maybe one, not two, maybe three, I think, openers while you're bullshitting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy, man. I like it, though. I like it. You start off right off the bat. That's pressure. You start off as the Cowboys. Yeah, you don't want to play the Chargers. You don't want to play, you want to play some of these teams you rarely play in rotation every 4 or 8 years. That's not who you want to start off with. Go right up against the NFC East opponent in the Giants and the Midges. And that's a good one, man. That's right off the bat. That's beautiful.
I was calling. I thought we'd open up against the Eagles. Well, I wasn't too far of an apple falling off the tree. Stayed in the NFC East. I wanted Eagles first round. I want to settle this Dak, Jalen debate, all this, from last season, and just shut everybody up from the Super Bowl already. I'm tired of hearing about the Super Bowl trophy, participation trophy that the Eagles got over there and how they're going to the Super Bowl to win it this year. But beside the point, great home opener, I think. I mean, great on the road away game. I mean, when is the last time the Dallas Cowboys have opened up in New York? They normally open up there in Dallas against the Giants. So
you're right.
But
I'm not sure I even looked at that.
I think week 2 is the $1 million question right about now. Who will the home opener be against? If we're at home week 2, I'm thinking it's going to be the Jets. I thought Jets, Cowboys, Black Friday, that got squashed. Looks like we're going traditional. That's been announced. The Washington Commanders, Dallas Cowboys, traditional on Thanksgiving Day. So that's been announced to a couple of the other games along with the Cardinals and also I think Cardinals week 3 and I think Niners week 5, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like Niners week 3.
Is it?
Well, I don't know.
No.
I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe right now.
No, because I think they were talking about it earlier. They were saying that San Francisco's going to have enough time for them to figure out their quarterback dilemma they got going. Well, shout out to everybody rolling with us. I'm sorry, Bob. Let me give some shout outs to everybody right quick. Yeah. Our green badges rolling. Hey, Nicole. I see you. Appreciate always tapping in. Shout out to those green badges on the built different group over there. I see you, Adrian Bond. Appreciate you tapping in there, Northeast Texas. That looks like Kelly. She's in the building. DC. She's out there in DC. And how many of y'all know what DC stands for? But my girl's the president on the line. Y'all know she'll be on here with us here shortly in the future to talk more about CSA shows. What up, Eric B? I see you out there in Florida, baby. How about them Celtics, man? What's up with your team?
He said he's getting pissed. I talked to him earlier. He's not having. He's got love for the Celts, but he's not feeling them right now.
Yeah, it's wacky, especially after last night. The Lakers couldn't finish out the Warriors. Warriors spanked the Lakers there at home. So now it's like going to be who's going to win on the other team's court first is basically going to determine who's going to win that series. But back to the NFL, we're on the schedule release. As you can see, we got up in the background there. We don't have the sound here. I'll have the sound here in the background. But if you've been tuned in here to the channel already on Facebook, we posted several posts about the games. Like we said, we open up at New York week 1. I believe we have Arizona away game. That's week 3. So I'm thinking week 2 is a home game. We'll find out that here shortly on the home schedule. I think we have the Niners week 5. And then we got the Washington Commanders on Thanksgiving.
Beautiful. I know myself. Eric Bisson down there and a bunch of us that grew up together in Miami are waiting to find out the exact date for this Miami, for the Dallas Cowboys at Miami Dolphins. As soon as we find out this date, I'm going to talk to one of my family members. I've got friends and family all over the place that are willing to sell me a batch of these tickets for that game. So I'm trying to find out what date that is and get planned accordingly. ASAFP. That's what I'm looking for right now. Everything else is just icing on the cake. Our opponents at home are Lions, Rams, Patriots, Giants, Jets, Eagles, Seahawks, and Commanders. So if we're talking about that second game possibly being at home, right? That's what you were presenting. I mean, those are all pretty decent teams. I think we have the 3rd hardest schedule right now.
5th hardest. Actually,
5th?
The Eagles have the 1st. Yeah, we posted that strength of schedule here on Built Different Group. I'll make sure to post it on the community chat over there on YouTube so that way everybody on YouTube can stay abreast. I got to get that down. But, yeah, we posted that strength of schedule. Dallas Cowboys at we're tied for fourth, literally, with 3 other teams, but or fifth, I'm sorry. And then the Eagles, I believe, have first overall strength of schedule. And I hear Kansas City's got like one of the easiest strength of schedule. So I don't know what's up with that.
Well, I'm wearing my old school throwback Michael Irvin from Miami, from the U, just so I can bring some good juju to this schedule. It's already been written, obviously, but being able to see what the date is going to be great. And again, myself and the other 4 or 5 horsemen that we've got down there are extending out an invitation to you, my friend. So if this is something you want to join us in checking out in Miami, depending on the date.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see what it looks like here together and see where this game's gonna be placed. Because I know a lot of boots on ground people that are fans that are planning to get around, and not just Dallas Cowboy fans. We're talking all 32 NFL fan bases here, but preferably the Dallas Cowboys that follow here, the boots on ground. I know they wait for the schedule to drop because it's a whole lot of fans got a whole lot of things planned.
Trying to get
around these types of games, like Star Status Cowboys Connection. Shout out to Cowboy Kev the Prez out there. They got their roundup that they do every year. So shout out to Cowboy Kev. They actually awarded me back in 2018 out there, me and West Coast. So appreciate that, Cowboy Kev. But yeah, fans are waiting for the schedule to drop so they can plan these getaways.
Be red. Yeah, that's definitely the case. We're able to do it on a budget because we all grew up in Miami. So we're going to link up with people, and we don't have to worry about staying at South Beach for $2,500 a night and then getting stabbed when you're out there. We're gonna be able to do it in a nice chill way. So that should be great. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Kelly, for the heads up. Kelly dropping some dimes in on here on us. She told us that Cowboys just dropped. I'm on DallasCowboys.com official site now, trying to pull up what they got going on with the draft. But she said they dropped the video package. So thank you. She also added Week 14 Sunday Night Football. Looks like Philly at Dallas. So that's late in the season. So appreciate that, Kelly. If that's actually some news that I haven't heard, that's first I've heard of that. But if that's official, thank you very much. Yeah, I would love to go to Miami, man. Just gonna see where the placement is. Like, I want to see who we open up with. That's one of the biggest things I'm looking for the first home game, because all my boots on ground fans out there on all these platforms understand, especially all my Cowboy cousins, all my primos and primas. Shout out to SA Halo. As you see, the intro came in. Puro Cowboys out there at Lot 11 with Cowboy Life Family. Y'all see my guy, the hat plug out there, Big Val. Those guys doing things. But it's like a family reunion there at the home opener. And that's why I said I've been to many of the Giants home opener games. So I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And then also, you know, where this Miami game is going to be placed, because 305, boy, everybody love them 305. This just in, by the way, I don't know how this is knowledge. I'm guessing. So my sister is going to be the person who I was going to get these tickets through, because she gets season tickets for the Dolphins. And my wife just texted me and said that my sister just texted her and just said 2 words: Christmas Eve. So apparently she knows what her tickets are already. She already knows who the Dolphins are playing. And it looks like we're playing the Cowboys on Christmas, or playing the Dolphins on Christmas Eve in Miami. On Thursday night? Well, I mean, we're going to – yeah, I haven't looked that far ahead, but – all right, we're going to see. We're going to see if this is going to stick or not. That's very interesting, though. I mean, prime time. I mean, you know, what's the weather like down there in December anyway in Miami? Well, it's the same as it is in every other damn month of the year, bro. It does not change, and I'm not even joking. It's a rhetorical question. I just wanted to hear you say it. Right. During the wintertime, you'll get some cooler winds, because that's just how it is. But I'm talking 5 degrees cooler, which makes no difference at 100% humidity. It looks like this year we've got Christmas on Saturday or Sunday, Christmas Eve on Sunday, and Christmas on Monday. So Christmas Eve is on a Sunday. All right. We got the official schedule here on the Cowboy website. Let me go ahead and kick this off. And let's go ahead and let's take a look at what we got going on there. I ain't even going to tell you, but I already seen it. You see it right there. What's it say? Week 2. Yep. New York Jets, baby. Then we got the Cardinals week 3. Patriots week 4 at Levi Stadium week 5. Oh, back-to-back Cali. Oh, going back to Cali. SoFi, Chargers, Kellen Moore, week 6. Week 7, we got the bye. Got the LA Rams, week 8. That's going to be at AT&T Stadium. Then there's week 9, first game at the Eagles. That's at the Link. So we go up to the city of brotherly love for the first of that 2.
And then finally, we circle back. AT&T Stadium, Week 10, New York Giants, NFC East game. Then we go out to the East Coast. Shout out to all those Dallas Cowboy fans out there in Carolina, as I know Star Status and Tina Mosley out there with her club are planning to do some big things. So you got the Carolina Panthers game, got Week 12. That looks to be that is the Thanksgiving Day game there, 11:23 with the Commanders. Week 13, Seahawks, that's at home. Week 14, like Kelly told us, it looks like NBC Sunday Night Football right there. Week 15, Buffalo, that's going to be a snowy game, 12:17. You can book it. There it is, 12:24, Christmas Eve, so it sticks. Week 17, the Detroit Lions. And then lastly, as always, circle back around. We see Kelly out there on the East Coast. There's your schedule. It is on the DallasCowboys.com official website. I'll place the link here on the show. So we got Aaron Rodgers, Week 2 at home, Cowboy Killer, home opener.
Good golly. Good golly. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to be real. That could possibly, there could not possibly be a worse date for that game to be in Miami, man. On Christmas Eve, dude. Damn.
Is it high travel down there during that time?
It's such a bad time to be flying no matter what. And then going to a city like Miami that's a hub to go everywhere else in the entire world. Yeah, that's going to be a freaking problem. All right. Well, hey, that's cool. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the ramifications of who we will be playing.
So there it is right there, officially the first 2 weeks on the road in the Big Apple. I mean, it only makes sense. I say this enough times here. CENTS, 2 biggest television markets in the country, New York, Dallas. I mean, well, you got the haters too. I forgot the other party, but they're on everywhere. They're on all platforms, so we know they at. As my man Eric Bailey said, exactly. What up, Nelly? I see you. She says, I need to be at Week 14's game. It'll be my first time at AT&T Stadium too. Okay. Yeah, we definitely going to start looking, as all my boots on ground fans I know are getting their reactions out there. Everybody's already starting to go look at their hotel reservations, their airline reservations. Now, while you're looking at that, if you're actually been looking at it and you start looking at it today, I want you to share with us here today, how much of a difference do you see in price? Now that the official NFL schedule is out and, you know, prices on everything is probably going to go up.
You know what?
Shout out to my guy. Hold on, Bob. Shout out to King Sharon. I want to make sure I get to him. I didn't get to him a while ago. He's on the live with us. He said, what up, Bob and BG? All my other cousins ready to see who the home opener is. Well, you got it, baby. We got the Cowboy Killer at the home opener. There it is. He said, time to whip his ass.
That's an interesting stretch out there starting at Week 8, going from playing the Rams and then Giants, Commanders, Seahawks, Philly. That's a bit of a crazy little stretch.
Well, we come off the bye and play Rams Week 8.
Okay, so the Week 7 bye. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. You're gonna get a bye. Oh man.
Now there's already data that's going around. I'm sure you've seen it too. The total calculated mileage that all NFL teams have to travel, and now they're saying, you know, because this team has to travel more. I mean, how about the Jacksonville Jaguars playing back-to-back weeks over there in London?
The NFL knows what they're doing. They're building a base out there. They're starting. It seems like Jacksonville plays there every year, but they're starting to get a rabid fan base out there, man. And they're smart, man. As long as they get people talking about one team, they can get somebody talking about another team. They start these rivalries out there, and the NFL's grown massively in Europe. I mean, they tried the NFL Europe thing for a while, but it's big, man.
Definitely. I placed the link in the comment section. So that is the official Dallas Cowboys website, what we're looking at here, the schedule. So we appreciate everybody tuning in for the live reactions. It's already dropped that quick, that fast. But as predicted, I thought we'd get the Rams on Black Friday. I'm sorry, not the Rams, Aaron Rodgers on Black Friday. Thought maybe Jerry Jones would jump on that. The Dallas Cowboys held. I'm glad I was wrong on that. The Dallas Cowboys held stat quote on that. So we will be on the Thanksgiving Day game, but we got Aaron Rodgers at the home opener. And that's the one I was looking at. Like, I wonder which team we're going to get first. And so to bring him in, the Cowboy Killer from Green Bay, can Dallas just squash the Cowboy killer at the home opener? It's going to be a doozy, I tell you.
We got what? So it's Giants, Jets, Cardinals, Pats, Niners, Chargers. I mean, it's so hard to call right now, man. I mean, it's a tough schedule in some ways, but we're not packing a lot of competition. It doesn't look like they're hard games back to back to back to back.
Well, Aaron brings up a good point. He said the NFL doesn't decide who plays overseas. Now, there's been some content floating around, I think, from Calvin Watkins, I think is his name, one of the writers for the Dallas, one of the papers out there in Fort Worth, I believe, and going around saying, how come the Dallas haven't had any overseas games, like going to London, going to UK, going to Mexico, those types of deals? I mean, basically, they say Jerry will lose money by going overseas and losing a home game on the schedule. And so, is there any kind of, smoke there where we're talking about Jerry Jones just prefers not to have his team play overseas because of the disadvantage financially, and also, having to give up one of those home games because you lose a home game at AT&T Stadium. Like, I mean, you only got what? They got 8 of those this year, right? We got 9 away games, 8 home games. So Jerry going to lose money. That's why we're not having overseas games. What's your thoughts on that, Bob?
I know for a fact that he does not like losing money. I don't know. It's so hard for me to get in that dude's head, man. I mean, and I don't dig too hard behind the scenes for the NFL to see what kind of stuff would be motivating them to want to go or not want to go. But I got to say this. I don't know, man. I can't imagine willfully and saying, hey, you know what? We're going to go travel to Europe and then come back to the States and go play another game a few days after that. That doesn't seem attractive to me at all.
Well, we covered why, at least I shared my thoughts on why is Jacksonville actually playing 2 weeks back-to-back over there in London. They got a total of 5 overseas games. I think 2 in Germany, 3 in London, and the Jaguars are actually playing 2. They're actually staying there for, once they fly out, they're there for the week before. Then they got a game. They're there another week. They got 2 weeks there. They're back-to-back. And their owner, Shad Khan, actually is a big-time business tycoon from Pakistan who got some connections over there in the UK, and this is part of the big push for the NFL to globalize the game.
There you go.
There you go. Aaron Bailey chiming in right there. He's definitely a smart Cowboy fan. I love it. Keep your IQ up here. If you're just hanging out, make sure, do us a favor, leave us a comment, especially on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter. We see everybody on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, give us a shout out. Let us give you a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. But we had the schedule release here as we're talking about those particular games. I know my Bob is happy. He had to put his Michael Irvin jersey on to bring in the good vibes so he can get that Miami game on Christmas Eve. Think about that. South Beach and Christmas Eve.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
It's going to be high volume with a lot of people traveling out there at that time. Huh?
High volume, a lot of people. And again, this is one of those things where I was given quotes here and there about how much it might possibly be. And I know for a fact that those prices are going to be more expensive this year than they were last year. Whatever the quotes were, like I'm looking at them right now on Vivid and some other ones, and they're going for a center ring anywhere between $200 and $500 or something like that. Nosebleeds are between $150 and $220.
Yeah, so, shout out to DJ Kai, One Star One Family. He actually shared some ticket pricing at Levi Stadium game for week 5. He was already looking at tickets, upper level, top level, 320 plus. Upper level. Yeah.
I mean, the secondary market is horrible. Definitely go directly to the box office. Well, I was just trying to see exactly if these are going for, $200 on the secondary market, that means they're going to be half that directly through the box office. So.
Right. No, shout out to our guy, West Coast Cowboy. He actually put out a video on that today saying that don't buy your game tickets now. If you're out there trying to buy game tickets right now, they just dropped. The prices are going to be sky high. You're going to be paying more than normal. Just like if you're trying to get a rental car, a hotel, or book your travel right now. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm experienced. I've been to many games, and I've waited till the last 7 days to be able to do things and probably not paid as much money as what you're going to pay right now out the gate because the schedule just dropped. I've been telling y'all this here that those industries are going to spike as a result. The rental car industry, hotel industry, and the airline industry, we all see the tickets are going to be spiking now. because a lot of people are buying tickets to go to games because the NFL is the cash cow of American sports.
Hey, we love our football, man.
Definitely.
Brandon, we love it a lot, man.
We down there. I hear you. No, I'm going to make it this year, baby. We're going to get it together, man. BG got to get some things together, baby. We're going to be there this year, definitely. So I'm looking at camp right now, but definitely the home opener. So more to follow on that, especially for all of the Green Bay supporters here that make that happen. You know, if I show up at any of the events, it's going to be exclusive for supporters. So be on the lookout, especially if you plan on going to training camp and or week 2 for. I don't plan on going to New York for week 1, but for the home opener, week 2, book it. That's a home opener. Like I said, it's always a family affair there. So shout out to King Sharon. Definitely look forward to seeing you there at the home opener at a minimum.
Hey, if I see you at a game, we're probably going to get baked. So that's the other.
Well, it's not like we didn't get baked when we went to a concert.
No, that's a given. That's a given.
Yeah, baby. I mean, I'm with it, man. Miami, it's legal down there in Florida too, right? Yeah.
Medicinally, it sure is.
Yeah, we're good. We're good in that department. So, yep, the schedule dropped there. And let's just go ahead and pull it back up and take a look at it in case anybody has any questions.
So let's name these quarterbacks. Go ahead and say the quarterbacks that we're playing.
We got Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Of course, with this retooled offense with the New York Giants. You know, I've been giving Giants a little bit of love. I think they're going to be a little tough. I think it'll be a little tougher than Philly, actually. So they actually play each other on Christmas Day. So we play right before we play Christmas Eve in Miami, and then we got the Giants and the Eagles on Christmas Day. Of course, we got Aaron Rodgers week 2, Kyler Murray week 3, Mac Jones week 4. We don't know who Niner gang don't bang is going to have. You know, Brock Purdy's been already talked about not being able to be eligible coming back week 1, maybe being there week 1. They don't know what they're going to do with Trey Lance. Actually, they signed some old cat there. I can't remember. Some cat been around in the league for a while, but they signed him over there. I can't think of it. Somebody want to leave a comment up there. Let me know.
Josh Johnson or somebody.
Somebody, man. It's one of them old head quarterbacks that been around the league for a while. And then we got, of course, the young kid, Herbert, over there with Kellen Moore. And that offense, we're going to see Kellen Moore probably try to light up the scoreboard with the LA Chargers. That's going to be at SoFi Stadium. So shout out to everybody out there in Cali. You got the Rams in Dallas. So we got Matt Stafford, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Of course, Jalen Hurts, Danny Dimes again. Carolina Panthers will have a rookie quarterback. Who they drafted? C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, they did get Stroud.
So we'll get the first look at Stroud there, week 11. That's on the road in Carolina. I'm expecting a lot of Cowboy functions to be going down that game. And, of course, I think they got Brissett is the quarterback of the Commanders right now, right?
Oh, shit. Okay.
Bobby Brissett. Yeah, and then we got Geno Smith, who the Seattle Seahawks just re-signed, so they love him. That was the feel-good story for the season last year. Then later in the season, that's going to be a snowy game. That should be a ground pounder right there. Maybe we should see Zeke around that time frame, week 15, Buffalo Bills in Buffalo in the snow. And then the Dallas Cowboys got to do a lot of traveling. They're going to travel back to the Star and or just travel down to Miami and wait because then we got the Christmas Eve game. And then, of course, Jared Goff, who everybody thought at one point was better than Dak Prescott. Actually, the Lions open up against the Chiefs, I think, for Thursday Night Football. So shout out to the Detroit Lion fans. They got some things going over there. And then lastly, you know, we got Brissett there as we finish up the division game like normal in DC, which stands for Dallas Cowboys.
Let me tell you, man,
District of Columbia.
This defense is not playing, man. It's been a long time since I've been so excited to watch a season simply because I want to watch what a defense does. The additions we made, look, having Gilmore is going to be just a massive help in so many different ways. But the other things, the draft, the defensive tackle we drafted, all these things that we did to kind of solidify things that were tiny leaks on our defense means, and the reason why I was asking you to tell me who those quarterbacks were, because I'm trying to figure out which one of those quarterbacks is going to make me say, well, our defense is going to have a bit of a tough day today. And I couldn't find a lot on that list, man. I know that we got a tough schedule overall, but
all I got to say is we drafted DT Mozzie Smith to plug the middle. It's official. Micah Parsons is going to the edge. No more playing linebacker. That dude's already putting on 5 pounds of muscle in Austin, Texas right now currently. This dude should have a 20-plus sack season. This defense I predict should be the top defense in the league without a doubt, especially with the addition of Stephon Gilmore playing opposite of Trayvon Diggs. I mean, we still got J-Ron Curse over there, Deron Bland. You got LVE out there still, Tank. I mean, this defense is going to be something to be reckoned with this season.
Yeah, and it's the 100% the moves that we've been making, and that's whether we're adding a player or just making room in the cap, or specifically because of all the great talent we have on defense. We're going to have to pay very, very, very soon, my friend. And we're smart. We can't really do the big things. I think the fact that we picked up Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore for like nothing is absolutely insane.
Essentially compensatory picks, really.
Look, man,
the Cowboys had the best offseason they've had in a while, and it was good to see them build on that with Will McClay and them drafting that need that wasn't sexy by any means. I think none of those picks were.
No.
But drafted by need, and as Kelly's chiming in here, letting us know the flex scheduling begins in week 12. So if you don't know what that is, y'all see BG go like that. That's called the flex scheduling. No, I'm sorry. Actually, that's the NFL. Y'all know they have the ability to flex those primetime games with the schedule changes that have came out. The new changes are not every team gets a Thursday night football game, and a team can play on more than one Thursday night football game.
Schoonmaker already got signed to his 4-year rookie deal. All right.
Oh, that's breaking news too. Thank you for bringing that up, Bob. It was just put out. The Dallas Cowboys signed.
That was Caitlin.
All seven rookies got signed to 4-year contracts.
Caitlin put that out. I can't take that.
They will be on the books going into the tank, going into training camp. Caitlin says 22nd rank against the run last season. Mozzie Smith should make an immediate impact to that rank. I hear you, but the benefit here is being able to move Micah to defensive end full time. Like everybody says, Micah's motor slowed down, all these offensive scheme toward him or whatever. Micah played in a lot of different positions last year. Let this dude eat on the defensive end all season. I guarantee you he's going to have at least 20 sacks this season.
If it's very rare that you get a defensive player to come in like that and shows you that he can do so many different things, you know what I'm saying? And it hurt me a little bit to hear that he's not going to be a linebacker, because if I'm being honest, I felt like we always needed somebody back there with LVE. But at the same time, seeing what he does on the edge, it makes no sense to put that guy in positions where he's got to be covering people. Just let him go hog wild every time, buck wild, killing tackles and getting at the quarterback. That's what he's obviously born to do. I hope it doesn't shorten his career, but I think he's just such an exceptional athlete that just a smart thing to do with this guy. And if he's packing on weight, knowing that that's an added responsibility, is the fact that he's not going to get to stand back and go in coverage every once in a while. That's a good motivator, man. I can't wait to see what
he can step in week 1 and have an impact. That's going to make offensive coordinators shift their game plans, essentially, because why are you going to run up against a brick wall? That's the definition of insanity, right? Hitting your head up against the wall, hoping that it don't hurt at some point. You got to stop doing that. Do something different so your head don't hurt. But and then that gives the opportunity for the rest of this defense to operate. And so I think there's no real weakness on the defensive side of this ball, even though we've seen Anthony Brown go down with an injury last season. But I think that's why they went out there and they wheeled and dealed, got Gilmore in the offseason. They'd already plugged that opposite side of Trayvon. You got safety J-Ron Curse. You got Deron Bland out there still as well coming up. He had 5 picks last season. I mean, this defense is going to feast, man. And boy, it's going to be nice to see it done at the home opener against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Just imagine the headlines after the Dallas Cowboys, Dan Quinn-led defense stomps out Aaron Rodgers in the debut at AT&T Stadium as the Cowboy killer.
Do you think that schedule was solidified after Aaron Rodgers jumped over to the Jets, or do you think this was?
Well, it made me think when I was listening to it today and thinking about it, like, yeah, all those decisions had to be made essentially. Like, there's this time frame of the NFL and the way that it operates, and yeah, those things had to be done, I think, essentially because, you got to put together this package. This script that some small part of the fan bases out there like to think the NFL is rigged. And, there's been a lot of folks come out, even players come out and say those different things. But with a operation that big, there's got to be some kind of script. So they've been wheeling and dealing. A lot of teams have gotten some pretty good prime times. Like Dallas didn't really dominate, at least from what I've seen, the primetime ratings like we had those 5 last season. I don't know. Let's count. How many do we got up here on this season? So we got first one is first game is prime time. That's the opener against the Giants right there. Then we got, of course, the Niners. So week 5, that's 2.
Okay.
And then Amazon Prime Video with the Seahawks. So that's 3. That's a Thursday night football game. Yep. And then Eagles week 14. That's 4 NBC. And looks like ESPN, ABC. I don't know if that's a prime. Yep, that's a primetime game. So is that 5 or 6?
I think I counted 5.
Let's go through it again. NBC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, right on par again. 5 primetime games for the Dallas Cowboys this season on the schedule. So some more interesting games, but I think a lot of teams are getting some other shine too. So I was really looking forward to the Chargers reunion. So shout out to my guy on Build Different Group, Green Bay supporter Tomas Carrasco, first NFL fan of any of the other 31 NFL fan bases to support a Dallas Cowboys content creator. So we appreciate that. I was curious to see, because you know the whole ties with Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, defense. You know who can scream the loudest, essentially.
You know what Eric and I were talking about, which I don't know if I'm jumping off a subject here by asking this, but we're kind of wondering what it's going to be like now with our coach calling these plays. The one thing that I'm happy about, is the fact that we're not going to be abandoning the run. Somewhere deep in the middle of the game like we did with Kellen. Kellen did a lot of weird shit. For all the good shit he did weird stuff. But I'm real curious to see, knowing what this schedule is that we've got, it's going to always be a thinking man's game. And he always pissed me off with the way he handled the clock. So it makes me wonder what he's going to do when he's handling our offense. Do you think he's going to go old school on it, back to the basics, or, I don't know. How's he going to keep it modern?
I think a lot of that's going to be contingent upon, first of all, who's going to be the power back in his backfield.
That's true.
And I think unless Ronald Jones and them have a good showing, I don't know, maybe we don't see a Zeke get signed until after preseason. Maybe they give these running backs. We know Deuce Vaughn got solidified. He's there for a 4-year contract. All rookies have been signed to 4-year contracts. So make sure you're aware of that. All the rookies will be on the books moving forward. But you still got Ronald Jones. You still got Malik Davis, and I believe Rico Dowdle. So I don't see any power backs there. Do we bring back Ezekiel Elliott? And then, Mike McCarthy calling these plays, definitely going to be a run-heavy offense. I think that I seen some stats on that today. I think it was 57-43 or something like that, pass to run, and that was the highest it's been for the Dallas Cowboys in a while. So, Caitlin's tapping in here with some context here, talking about the switch for Michael Parsons. Obviously, less money at the linebacker position, more money at the defensive end position. So also a financial move for Michael Parsons to get on the edge as well.
Well, I'll tell you one thing with it's Ronald Jones, right? Is that who we picked up?
Yeah, Ronald Jones.
Yeah, he and every time I talk to Eric, he finds a way to slide this in there. He only got 20 snaps last year. He was I think he was 4th on KC's depth chart, right? So he's one of those. The good thing is that when you bring in people, you want to bring in fresh people. You don't want to bring somebody in who's obviously at the end of their career.
I think it'd be a casualty. I think 1, maybe 2 of these guys don't make the team. That's if, and a big if, the Dallas Cowboys, the post June 1 cap cut, it looks like Ezekiel Elliott would have to take a significant pay cut or not get paid that much to come back and play with the Cowboys. I think he would do it. What do y'all think? I throw the question to the audience that's watching in here, tapping in for the rest of the show here. Do you think the Dallas Cowboys reach back to get Ezekiel Elliott after the post June 1st cap casualty cut that we make on Ezekiel Elliott?
I mean, I certainly think it's possible, man. I don't know. I think the fact that his number got given away already, that's kind of a weird indicator. I don't know if the Cowboys are still all over his socials like they were the last time I checked, which was probably about a month ago, but taking them back at a discount. I mean, I guess that's the same thing.
They just was using them they just posted them a couple of days ago on the official Dallas Cowboys Facebook page. So
yeah,
you're still using him to marketing him. Is it just because Zeke still has brand? Are they trying to leverage his brand still? Or has Zeke quietly said, I already know what the deal is. I know what the play is.
Yeah.
And then lay low. He's not obviously signed with other teams. There's been reports. I don't know if it's been substantiated about him possibly doing a deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I think somebody from ESPN, a name I didn't recognize right off the top. But Raymond Solis checking in from YouTube. We see you over there. Thank you for checking in. Says, I think we got a good schedule going to win a Super Bowl. Well, I don't know. We got the 5th toughest strength of schedule, and it says the Kansas City Chiefs has the easiest. So I don't know. What's up with that, NFL?
Oh man, those Chiefs, man, they're ridiculous. It's good to be able to cheer for a team that, or at least not hate a team in the AFC like I usually have most of my life. The Chiefs are actually I feel like they're filled with kind of cool dudes, but at the same time, to give those guys the easiest schedule is ridiculous, man. They walk on hard teams. So yeah, getting those dudes the easiest schedule, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it'll work against them. You know, there's some weird mental shit that always happens in the NFL.
My guy Mike Lucas, obviously either a hater or a realist Dallas Cowboy fan. Either way, says Super Bowl. He's laughing out loud. I know, man. There's a ton of fans that follow this page here on Build Different Group. I know y'all are just waiting for me to come out and say it's our year, and we going to the Super Bowl. Well, I don't know if it's our year yet. We got to take it 1 week at a time. And matter of fact, we ain't even got no power back in this backfield. So I'm talking about Ezekiel Elliott at this point. But yeah, it's good to have lofty expectations. But the Philadelphia Eagles have the strongest strength of schedule here. And, you know, considering the Chiefs won it, how do they get the strongest and the Chiefs get the weakest? Seems kind of weird, don't it?
I suppose. I don't know. I'll tell you what, though, at any point in time, those guys, any of those teams that are supposedly going to be powerhouses that give them a tough schedule, you can have a quarterback, running back, wide receiver drop, and they're no longer part of the power rankings. That shit changes so fast in the NFL that right now we're looking at it on paper, and that's the worst possible thing you can do in the NFL, especially when you're bringing in rookies. But I think we drafted a fullback, didn't we? Don't we have a fullback on the team now? Another one?
Yeah, we did. I think he was from Michigan.
Man, that's beautiful. That's good stuff right there, man. That's
he's in one of the later rounds. So
that's making me think that maybe a running game is going to be sort of paramount with this offense. Hopefully, I don't know. McCarthy might do some wacky shit. Man.
They know they went out there and got Luke Schoonmaker in the 2nd round, and that's it looked like a copy and paste version of Dalton Schultz, just same number and everything. I mean, that was a perfect way for Jerry and them to save on jerseys with Dalton Schultz. They just down there in the basement of AT&T Stadium ripping Schultz off and slapping Schoonmaker over the top of them and putting them on the racks.
Yeah, I kind of, I wonder, and I try not to get involved in digging into any of the, the trash or anything that goes on in the NFL, but I got to wonder why, after trying to get him to sign or not being able to meet a deal with him the last year, I think it was last year, how we let him go. And I don't know. I think it's a testament to Ferguson and the other young tight end we have. Apparently, I think our team is our coaches are saying that we're good, enough to let him go. Or maybe they thought they were going to draft a better tight end in the draft this year, but it seems odd.
There was that news that came out. It was actually put out by James Slater that you remember Mike McCarthy wanted a tight end and Dan Quinn wanted a corner nickelback or cornerback
for that pick.
Yeah, for that particular pick. So there was that came out. So I was thinking maybe there was a tussle over power, because we seen the video reaction of Micah Parsons and the Mozzie pick, because him and Dan Quinn talked about that previous to the pick, and Dan came through. So what a way to build more confidence with your guy, leader of your defense out there, if you're getting them guys that he's looking for. So Kelly says no power back. How about no kicker? Shit, I know we ain't got no kicker.
Can we bring Grammatica back? Isn't he still around? Shit.
Yeah. Kelly circling back says, we signed an undrafted rookie fullback. Yeah, I believe he was out of Michigan. So, all right, Mike, we appreciate you tapping in. The Eagles fan here, keeping the football with us, baby. It's those delusional Eagle fans that I can't keep up with. So, but man, what a release. The schedule is finally out now. I know a lot of Cowboy fans out there planning and plotting, especially my boots on ground types. So what game were you looking most forward to? Leave a comment in the section here as we get ready to close up shop. We appreciate everybody rocking with us on all 4 channels. Build Different Group on YouTube, LinkedIn, and also shout out to my 28 followers over there on Twitter. But Bob, man, what you think about this schedule as we get ready to head out?
I think it is, like I said, it's on paper right now. Playing Philly is really the kind of games that I'm keeping my eye on. I'm obviously thinking about the other NFC East opponents that we're playing. And looking at who we're going to play before them and try and figure out, is this going to be a tough game where we might get beat up a little bit and then have to go into Philly or then have Philly come in or whatever the case may be. I really think it's those NFC East opponent games.
Yeah, well, we don't play them until week 9 and then week 14. So
right,
it's definitely going to give us time to get ahead of steam. So whoever called that, I believe a few fans were saying that we're probably not going to play Philly until later in the season, because I was calling for, the Monday or the Sunday night football game there at the home opener, week 1, if that were the case. But obviously we got the Giants at the Big Apple in New York, and we got the Cowboy Killer at the home opener week 2. So Eagles later down the road, definitely give both teams a chance. But we open up. We can't overlook the fact the Giants have retooled their offense. They got Danny Dimes. I think they have Saquon Barkley over there. They got some receivers. They're putting some pieces together over there, and they're not to be written off, even though they ain't beat Dak Prescott since 2016. But any given Sunday, that's why they line up and play the game.
That's kind of why I was asking, like, the quarterbacks that we're going to be facing there. So we've got a lot of quarterbacks there's a couple of elusive ones in that bunch before we play Philly. But I was thinking also about the offensive lines of those teams, and Philly for the most part probably has the best offensive line in the game right now. And the fact that we don't face another really offensive line like that is really, really a good thing for this defense. We'll be able to get to the quarterback, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we see a pretty physical San Francisco 49er team week 5.
Yeah.
So before that, though, like I say, week 5 maybe big, but you're right. The biggest offensive, the best, probably one of the best offensive lines in the league, if not the best right now, week 9 against the Eagles. So Kelly's tapping in saying, everybody definitely wanted Mozzie. You can't overlook the fact that, Raiders and Chiefs were jockeying positions for it. Yeah, I know. It was a matter of who got the pick. Was it Dan Quinn's pick or was it Mike McCarthy's pick? If that was the case, because I just feel like Schoonmaker was a Mike McCarthy pick, if you ask me. I mean, considering we let Dalton Schultz go down there on a 1-year deal, the Houston Texans, that we already had Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson or Jake Hurdleson, who can actually block there. But only time will tell. So I'm satisfied. I'm happy with it. And definitely with Miami, we'll have to talk more on that. 3:05 on Christmas Eve, baby, down at South Beach.
Ooh-wee. That's a tough time. But you know what? The good news about it is I think I've already got that time approved and asked off, which I usually do at the beginning of the year. So at least I don't have to ask for any time off if that is the case that we get to go out there. So
nice. Well, good deal, man. We appreciate everybody rocking with us on all 4 channels. His name is Bob, the Cannabis Cowboy. I'm BG, the Cowboys Unifier. And this has been the NFL schedule release live reactions. We built different group. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you turn on your notifications and follow us here so you don't miss us going forward. Every Wednesday, check us out. Square Groupers live on Wednesdays. A 360-degree streaming view of cannabis. We'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.